full screen. Mute all. Alrighty, let's get to it. All right. So what we need for class today, very simple. A chair. Okay. And ideally a chair that has your hips at the level of the knees or slightly above, ideally not below. And then scoot to the front edge of the chair, and we always practice that first protocol, something that you want to remind yourself of multiple times throughout the day. Because without us knowing it, the habit in the body is to sort of slouch or lose awareness of that central pillar. So from the seated position, it's roll the hips forward, lift the chest slightly, bring the chin slightly down. That's your Zhong Zheng, or central upright. So you attend to central upright. Then next you relax. Remember, relaxation is, it's helpful to think about what happens when we are tense. When we're tense, the body constricts and also shortens and jams up everywhere. So you could imagine it like squeezing in and jamming in. So everything's sort of sucked in on itself. And then you could imagine that would make movement less smooth, less easy, and especially in Parkinson's setting situation, that really gets in the way. And so it makes everything a struggle. So the act of relaxing is, instead of constricting, it's now dilating. So feel like your whole body just kind of plumps like a hose filling with liquid space. Also have the idea that each and every joint is moving away from itself or away from each other. The parts of the body separate from each other. And again, they have a term, dynamic separation, which means it's not like, full separation would be I rip my arm out of my socket, right? That's separating. And being connected is if I super glued it together, right? And either of those situations are not ideal. So dynamic separation, there's space and distance between everything, but there is still a connection, a dynamism, a connection. And so that, I always like to do this little thing here. You see me do it. Just kind of rock your legs in and out from the hips. Maybe a little loose quality in the head, shoulder blades, shrug up and down. Just get a looseness everywhere. So Zhong Zheng, central upright. Song, soft and supple, which then allows for that, what I just described, that looseness. And then allow Changwan, which is the downward settling, downward heavy sinking. And when everything is sinking that could sink, what's left is Qingling, light, nimble, buoyant function. Breathe in through the nose, long, smooth, and full. Let everything fill and expand and open, and then out through the mouth, all the way empty. We'll do that just 5-6 times. And on top of that breathing, we then add movement. First move, slide hands back, elbows back, shoulder blades back, chest and chin up, arch the back. Complete. Shape shifting, shape changing. Go for it. Your head should be back, your elbows back, your shoulder blades back. Right? And then Hands forward past the knees, hollow the chest, and drop the head. So we shape change that way. And do it again. Hands, elbows, shoulder blades back. Arch and really go for it. This direction is important to kind of push it. Again, don't injure yourself or strain yourself, but that's the direction that you don't go naturally. This forward direction, your body will go over time all by itself. But this way, you might think you're all the way back. You need to go a little more, and a little more, and a little more. And with your daily practice, as you gently but persistently break through that residue back there, and it's a combination of weakness in the back and tightness in the front. So the front has to open, has to stretch, and the back has to contract and tone and act. And then in the front, we go all the way contracted, rounding the back. We really open it up all the way. Let's do two more. Then we just settle back to neutral. And that should have us a bit more correctly aligned and vertical. And then we rotate. Left hand forward, right hand and elbow back. Turn the shoulders, turn the head. A little twist to the right. And then back to center. Right hand forward, left hand and elbow back. Turn left. Back to center on the inhale. Turn, including your head, turn your head. And then inhale back to center. Exhale, turn. Center. Turn. Center. Turn. One more each. Back, center. Hang the arms loose. Change the weight. Side bent. Left wrist floats up. Left foot floats up. Lean. And then back to center. Lean. Back to center. Lean. Back to center. Lean. And back to center. Now the shoulder blades, remember they shrug up and down. They also squeeze back towards each other and they spread apart from each other. So from this position, lift up, then squeeze them back, slide them down, relax in neutral. Do it again. Forward and up, back and down. Neutral. Forward and up, back and down. Neutral. Forward and up, back and down. Neutral. Forward, up, back, down. Let's do three more. Remember, as you've been doing this for a while, hopefully what's happening is you're understanding the movement, your brain is able to sort of grasp it in understanding. So then you can start to work on smooth and fluid and round. And they call that chansu, or as if reeling silk. Now let's go back and up, forward and down, neutral, back and up, forward, down, neutral, fluid, smooth, 2 more. And release. Bring your feet together. Fold forward at the hips. Float your arms forward and out. And then they lean back from the hips, circle around and in. Let's do that a couple of times. Forward, backs of hands touch, float out, back, around, in, behind, together. Forward, stay low, go out, around, and in. And then we go forward and up, and then open, big open. Turn your palms forward, slide down, neutral. Forward and up. Open. Turn the palms forward, sliding down. Forward and up. And then full range, we go forward and up, and up, and up. Open. Palms face forward, come all the way down, neutral. Internally rotate, backs of hands touch, forward and up. Big round. And one. Reverse, starting low, back and out, around and in. Neutral, back and out, round and in. Neutral. Yeah. Then we go back and out and up, chest level. And then lean forward, float the arms forward and close and bend. Neutral. Back, out, up, close. Back, out, up, close. Down. Neutral. Full range. Back, out, up. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Forward and down. Release. Neutral. Back, out, up. Way up and over. Down. Neutral. One more. Back, out, up. Way up. And then from the hips, forward and down. Scoot back on your chair. Bring right knee up. Grab a hold of the knee gently. Pull it up and in. Flex the foot. Now full extend. Bring it back up. And then set the foot down. Let's switch. Load. Push. Load. Down. Switch. Load. Push. Load. Down. Remember this one, we're using the hands to make sure we get full range in the load. Then we extend completely, and then we get back to the full load, and then down. One more each side. So we're using external assistance to increase range, to feed that information into our brain, to tell it, hey, brain, the leg can go this far up. And then we do no hands, load, extend. So then we see how much can our brain do without the hands. Eventually, we can get full load, full extend, full load, and down. So that's function. Complete range, just from our brain, just load, push, in, down. Put an ankle, extend the leg, point, flex, point, flex, point, flex. And then we tilt the foot in, out, tilt, 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 tilt. And then we circle in, around, and out. Circle. Reverse, out, around, and in. Other leg, point and flex. Invert, evert, tilt, 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 tilt. Circle, in, around, and out. Reverse circle, out, around, and in. And down. Scoot all the way to the front edge of your chair. Arms are loose, body is loose and relaxed. Hold at the elbows. Now we go out, up, down, around and in. Down, out, up, down, around, in. Two more, fluid. Fluid. And then elbows straight back behind the body. Pull back. Elbows down. Notice the hands are up because the elbows are down. Now, if you lead elbows forward, the hands should end up naturally just over the shoulders a little bit. That could be your whole move, or possibly you go up with the elbows and the hands should end up going somewhat down your back. And then elbows forward, down, back, down, forward, up, forward, down, back, down, forward, up. One more. And then down. Now we go out. Left hand high, right hand low, cross. Wrap the arms around the body. Elbows out to the side, straight out to the sides of the room. Then other one above, other one below, wrap. Open. Switch. Wrap. Open. Switch. Wrap. Open. Switch. One more. Elbows down, arms out in front. Turn the palms down, up, down, up, down, up. Just turning from the forearms only. So look at me here. Make sure your elbows are in at the side of the body. You're not way out there. Just resting here. Turning the palms right from the forearms. And then pause here with the elbows at the side of the body. Just open. Let that expand and open the body. And then neutral. And then the elbows come out and around, inside, front line of the body, hollowing, back side of the body, broadening. And then neutral. Hands out, front of the body open. Neutral. And then elbows out and around, hollowing front, open. Inhale, open, unfold. Exhale, close, fold, internal. Take one more. And then finally open. Stay open and let's go wide stance. Left hand up, over top, all the way down to your right palm. Hold this shape for a moment and just feel side bend, twist, closing with your left groin opening, left inner thigh open. Right, so all of that there. And then we're back to neutral. And then right hand up and over, leaning, turning, closing, right groin staying open. And then back up and over top. Left hand up and over and down. And reverse. Right hand up and over, reverse, up and over, reverse. And from the middle, up, over top, cross one wrist above the other, turn the palms down, drop the arms between the legs and separate, and then cross, over, up and over, cross, and cross, lift, out to the side and down, up and over, cross, arms come all the way down between your legs and release, cross, over. Everything back to neutral, legs back, arms back. From here, wrist, circle, palm up, wrist. So after you get good at that wrist circle all by itself, notice how the hand bends at this joint in here, inside the hand, right through here, right? And the fingers also can gather a little bit, so it's that monkey paw. So now we add to wrist, then the hand and fingers roll through, and then extend. Turn the palms up. Wrist, hand bend, and fingers roll through, extend, turn, and open. Folding, circling. Reverse. So we come under, scoop, over. So that's just the wrist, as if the hands had no moving parts. First, you got to get that wrist rotation. Then it's down, bend at the wrist and gather the fingers, come up over top, turn, bend, gather, right? And palms face forward, spread, gather, spread, back together, spread. So be clean with that. Together, open, together, open. Include your thumbs as well, James. So open, thumbs and index and pinky all open from each other, and then they all come back to each other, thumbs included. But notice I'm not doing this, not bending. It's just open and close, sort of like that, right? Then open, claw to a fist. 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 And bird beak. Now all of them just right to a point, down, back, down, back, down, back, down, back. And then hang, shake them loose, and hang your arms loose. So just consider what we just did joint by joint, right? So we did rounding and arching, twisting, side bending. Then we had the scapula and shoulders. Then we did arm circles, and then we did elbows and floating, and then forearms, right? So we're going through all these mechanisms, and these videos are recorded, and so every day, just like you would floss your teeth, it would be a good idea to spend some time with every joint from the brain out to the body, just tuning everything up before you get up and try to put your body into functional use in your life, right? So the older the car, the more time it needs to spend in the garage a little bit, getting tuned up, the more fragile some of the parts of that car. But a classic car is a beautiful thing, even though it can't go as fast as it used to. And, so think of yourself as this sort of classic automobile that needs to be taken really good care of. And you're the mechanic yourself, right? I'm helping teach you things. But if you don't spend conscious time with your vehicle, especially as we get older, and especially if there's things like Parkinson's and other issues, it starts to become a big problem, as you know. So have that idea that you're going to spend a half hour in the mornings with yourself, just tuning up all your mechanisms. Let's get our rotators down in our legs. So bring your feet together, legs together, and then right leg first. Lift the toes and turn. So right leg externally rotate, then lift the heel, heel out, knee in. So now you're internally rotating. And then toe lift, turn external. And then heel out, knee in, internal. And then toe out. So that's about maximum. And then we go in. 1, heel in 2, toe in 3, heel in 4. And if you've done it right, you should be back to legs together. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4. Feel the hip. Feel where the leg meets the hip. 1, in, 2, 3, 4, 5. Other leg. 1, toe and knee out. Heel out, knee in 2, toe and knee out 3, heel out, knee in 4, toe and knee out 5, and then in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now both toes and knees out 1, heels out, knees in 2, toes and knees out 3, and then walk it in 1, 2, 3, and out 1, 2, 3, and in 1, 2, 3. Feet hip distance. We've made space, right? We've opened and separated all these parts. Now, forward fold from the hips. As you do that, turn your fingers in, your elbows out and around. So this is kind of a weird shape, right? You can see it's kind of a strange shape. Doing it, you're wringing out the shoulders, you're opening your back. Let's go ahead and sit up tall, arms at neutral, and then when you lean back, just keep your arms long and straight. And sit up and fold forward. Turn fingers in, elbows out and around. And then sit up, turn the arms to neutral, lean back. And then sit up and turn fingers in, elbows out and around, fold. And sit up, turn arms to neutral, lean back. Again, fold. In, back. Sorry, lost you guys there. All right. Now, same thing, but with a wide stance, big wide stance. Hands on the knees. Now we fold, turn fingers in. It's called dragon takes a bow. So we get this extra room to drop into that space. And then sit all the way up and lean back. And then sit up and fold and turn fingers in, elbows out and around, back. And sit up and lean back. And then sit up and fold. And sit up and lean back. One more. Now, as you're leaning back, the dragon stirs the seat. Tip to the right, bow to the right, turn fingers in, elbows out, drop into that space and sweep across. Stay left as you come all the way back around. Remember, those of you that have been doing this one a while with me, remember you can start to add a little side lean through the whole spine, right? So in the beginning, we're kind of just trying to keep the spine more or less stable and move from the hips. But once you got that, then you can allow the rounding a little bit forward and the head and spine over to the side. And what that does is it starts to create this really nice spiral, this unravel. But in the beginning, just work on hips as the primary mover. The dragon stirs the sea with its tail. And reverse. Over to the left. Fingers in, elbows out. Sweep. Over to the right. Lean back. Over to the left. Down. Over to the right. Back. 2 more. So again, that idea of separation, right? And then back to center. So we've sort of fluffed up the pillow throughout the body. We've sort of coursed juice and fluidity and life into all little spaces in between. Especially when you practice regularly, that's what it starts to feel, an accumulated fluffiness, floatiness through the body, right? Because where the body normally is, especially untended to, it just kind of collapses in on itself. It gets tight and collapsed. So Taoist movement, loosening and rolling and fluffing it up, right? Arms hang loose by your side, feet at hip distance. Let's wing, turn your palms up, reach up, and then here, reach your right arm higher, and let it soften, and then left arm higher, and soften. Now we're gently pulling on the scapula, the shoulder blade, to do its final movement called upward rotation. Upward rotation, where it just kind of turns a little extra bit. So there's this plaque accumulated there usually, which is blocking function, blocking range. And we clear that out and then go with both at the same time. Reach. And then soft, relaxed arms, just let them float, 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 loose. Okay. So just go through the body, loose, relaxed. Not so loose that you crumple. So find Zhong, central upright, soft, supple, and relaxed body. Feel Chunwan, or sunken heaviness, go underneath the chair, under your feet. Let that be where you get stability, from down, underneath, and then Qing Ling through the rest of your body. Space, so you can just fold at the hips, pour yourself forward, and rise all the way up to stand. And then just keeping that relaxed quality so there's no problem with the bendy, foldy parts of the body. Remember, as you get looser and looser, as you get comfortable understanding you do not need to grip ever, really, then you can start to move a little faster. Once the tracks are laid and the paths are open, then you can fold and sink all in one gesture, or just float up and down. So play with the idea as you practice more, how much speed is appropriate for you. Be able to sense that when you go too fast, there's like ripples through the body and tension in the body. So you have to be able to check that and go, okay, was I able to sit down and just keep a calm pond? Just no ripples through the body. Rise up, no ripples. Now, a couple where you just squat, down and up, and hips forward. In the middle, same idea. First, we got to go slow enough to retrain the different relationships around the middle. But then as you really loosen, you can move with some speed. Right? You just kind of slide, slide. So it's not a rush. It's just like there's so much lubricant that it just slides easily around. Now, from standing, So usually we're standing at a certain width. For Tai Chi practice, we usually have just a little bit wider. So first, let's close and open the practice. Shift into your right leg. Bring your left foot closer and straighten the legs. And we call this standing at attention, right? So the hands are brought into the body. You're kind of squishing the armpit area. You're being a little extra tight and straightening and locking the legs so that you can really experience softening the whole body, sinking through your right leg, the arms kind of just buoyantly float. Notice how that's different than me doing something with the arms. You just want to let them float a little. Left foot empty, right? Just step it out to the side, shift to 50-50, and then settle through the legs, settle the hands. Feel this like you were storing to do something, right? Like a spring that's just a little bit sunken into. And then let's close by shifting over to the right leg. Bring the left foot in, turn the palms to face the body, and then standing at attention, straight and firm. Sink down through your right leg, float the arms. Step the left foot out, empty. Shift to where you're equal in both legs and settle through the legs, settle in. Close to the other side. Shift to your left. Turn the palms in, bring the right foot in, straighten, firm. Sink down through the left leg, float, step out, shift, step. Shift to the left leg, turn the palms in, bring right foot in, straighten, hands on the bottom, and then sink, float, step, shift. Now, sink through the legs, settle through the hands and arms. Now, pung is that first expression that we work on. So we're stored to then issue pung. Rise. And then at the top, we're stored to issue on. Sink. Pung. Rise. Again, as I've been talking about for a while, it's more than just the arms. The arms are the easy thing to see, but you want to feel it through the whole body. This ra. Sink. Scoop the hands in front. Same quality of pung. Oh. Crane opening wings. Scoop underneath. Pung. Ra. We're letting the chi out to play. That's kind of one way to look at Tai Chi practice. We're saying, okay, let you out to play. And what does the chi like to do? It likes to pung and on and other things. But pung, now turn your palms face up, fold over top. Now we're ready to on, down. So another expression. And then rise. Turn the palms up, fold over top. And on, sink, rise. Ideally, this is just polishing out stiffness through the body and awakening buoyancy. Now, backs of hands towards each other. Pung. Palms face forward, go up over top and out, and then on. The geyser flows up and out. The crane wings sweep down and under. Backs of hands face each other. The guys are up. Now wings. Right palm turns up, comes over top as left hand sweeps under. Palms face each other. Together. Apart and around. Over and under. Together, apart, embrace the moon. Now we add to that this Chen style move. We did this last week, I believe. So come over top. Now, instead of stopping here, let's see here if I can get it on screen. Turn that lower hand internally, just like we did for this move, right? And this hand comes down on the outside. See how it's on the outside? And rise up on the inside. And now go around the moon. Around. Right hand over, left hand under, pausing there. Bottom hand internally rotate like we did with the geyser. Top hand comes down over the outside as the bottom hand sort of draws up on the inside. And then go around the moon. Do it again. Get to that position, and then right hand on the outside. And you notice it's kind of like I'm leading through the elbow, meaning a lot of times what people do wrong in this is they kind of try to lead through the hand like this, and they bang into themselves. So it's this drawing up thing, this pulling up, pull up, and then get around, unfurl. One more. Pause at the wings. And let's go left hand over, right hand under. Let's break that down here. So your bottom hand internally rotate, and it's going to draw up, while the top hand comes down on the outside. Together, get around the moon. Left hand over, right hand under. Around. Over and under. Around. And embrace the moon. Palms. And then let's sweep down, under, scoop, elbows draw back, turn the palms, push. Full extend, full extend, full extend. Turn the palms, draw. All the way back. So feel your scapula, your shoulder blades on your back. So a lot of times people stop here and they think that's fully extended, but this is still frozen. There's still more. Right? You see how much more length I got? And the length is not as important as the fact that the plaque on your back and shoulder blade connection, all that, here's your shoulder blades, or my shoulder blades, they slide apart. They need to be able to move. So when you finish this push, the shoulder blades finish all the way to sort of protraction. And then the same thing on the way back. We don't stop here. We got to finish and get those scapula back, right? And then full extend. We don't stop here. We don't stop here. Full extend. And then turn the palms and draw. So we're tenderizing the tissue. We're preparing the tissue and joints to be more functional, pliable, movable, changeable. Now, left hand turn, push. As you finish fully extending your left hand, your body will rotate a little. Turn the left palm to face the body, right hand face forward. One push, one draw. Body should turn the other way. Turn the palms. Push and draw. 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 Palm. Breaking up tissue residue, tension, and getting juicy fluidity through the whole body. Speed doesn't help. right? The faster you go, usually you're skipping over. And then go back with both hands and down. Change the weight to the right leg, turn slightly from that middle pivot, and just float those hands over, over, over. Remember this term fang song. Fang song means soften into length. So, for instance, Altenberg, right? Your left hand, it's kind of like this, right? This is the shape where what we want is this, that, right? So, like as if someone is grabbing your fingertips and pulling them, and you're allowing it to happen. That looseness, right? Feel how that pulls on your structure. It pulls on the tissue and joints in a unique way. And then shift to the left, turn to the left, sweep on through to the right. Same thing here. Just keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. And then we bring it across. So it's a really important component that you are soft and going long. Because if you don't go long, then you kind of just stay in the same situation, right? If you just kind of repeat this in your comfort zone, it might do some good, but nothing quite like when we go, okay, longer, 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 looser, looser, extend, and then bring it across. Now let's go left hand up to chest level, and we go shift and turn, brush knee, and swat the jumping fish. Same thing, long through that left arm. So see how I'm not stuck. I'm extending. And then it's coming down as the right arm's floating up. And then we're going across, shift, turn, long. And again. Let it pull the tissue loose on the back that tends to just get so stuck. The channels along the back that get so blocked. Let's go for that higher jumping fish. And higher still. Now the highest jumping fish, where the arm is pretty much right above you, and wind around the body, twist, kind of wring out the body, then left hand goes down, right arm comes up, and we're going up and over and bringing the body, kind of like bringing out a rag, and then down. So by creating a sort of tight space and then having to bring it out, and down, and up and over top, and bring it out. And then we go wing, roll, fold, in, shift, turn, brush knee in, push, and keep extending, extending, extending. Left hand floats down, right arm, wing, roll, fold, in, shift and turn, brush knee and push, extending, 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 in, shift and turn, extending. So there's weight change in the legs, but the body doesn't get pulled along with the arms. Because the body stays in the middle, then we get change when we extend and then return. And then extend and return. So yanging and yinning, extending and then return. Pausing here. Turn your left foot slightly so the toes point out a little bit. Change the weight into that left leg. Left hand down. Bend right elbow, right toes touch. Golden rooster. So time this together. As you bring your right foot back, toes turned out. Turn right palm forward, left palm in. Change the weight. Right hand goes down, left elbow bends, left foot touch. Then bring that left foot back. The palms turn, and then shift the weight, change. Bring the foot back, the palms turn. Change the weight, the hands change. One more. Back. Golden rooster. Now, from here, level 1 challenge, toe comes off the ground. Level 2, a little bend to the knee. Level 3, full bend, right? We work on this in that Monday class, that walking class. So teacup balanced, all the weight is plugged into the earth. Chun Wan here. So this is Qingling, nimble, light, free. Now, put that right foot down, toes turned out, turn right palm forward, left palm in, change. Sink down through the right leg, hands change, and we do that little challenge here. Again, first level is just toe disconnect. Second would be a little bit of a lift. Third, whatever your maximum lift and lower. Right, but you see the stillness amidst the movement. And that's what dynamic separation and looseness can allow, is all this function, but not because you're so strong, right? Oh, so strong. It's different. It's soft, supple, pliable, right? Now bring that left foot back, turn the palms. We change into the left leg. Now go to whatever your challenge level was, 1, 2, or 3. Put the foot down, turn the palms, change. Golden rooster stands on one leg. Foot down, palms turn. So ideally, no spilling of the teacup. So that weight change happens underground. This idea that the foot is there, and I haven't even gone into it, and then it's underground, plug change. And walk, walk, walk. Now, sweep the lake. Right hand vapors up, becomes a cloud. Shift, turn, cloud, lake. Rain, vapor. Shift and turn, cloud, lake. Rain and vapor. Now, cloud, lake. As your hands change, bring the left foot in, left foot out, shift and turn. And then right foot in, right foot out, shift and turn. Left foot in, out, shift, turn. Right foot in, out, shift and turn. In, out, shift, turn. And then pause here. Take your left hand behind your back. Right hand is at the bottom of a ball. Down low. Cast it forward. Shift and turn. Flying diagonal. It ends up here. Turn that palm out. Wing. Lake. Bottom of a ball. Flying diagonal. Turn the palm out. Wing. Lake. Bottom of the ball. Flying diagonal. Turn. One more. Flying diagonal. Turn. Now bring that left arm out. Put right hand behind the back. Left hand bottom of the ball. And we're going flying diagonal. Turn the palm out. Wing. Lake. Bottom of the ball. And one more. And then wash those paws. Come back to neutral. Left hand bottom. Right hand top. I'm sorry, switch that. Right hand bottom. Left hand top. Now, stroking wild horse's mane. So that was parallel to the floor. Let's do that on the diagonal. Stroking. Now at the full extension here, turn right palm out, left palm up, around the moon. make the ball. Now let's add, shift to the left, turn slightly left. Now we're ready to go. Shift and turn right as you stroke wild horse's mane. Turn right palm out, left palm up, shift left, turn left, gathering the ball. And shift and turn, stroke wild horse's mane. Brace. So James, watch what I'm doing. So you're doing this, okay? That's what you're doing. What am I doing? Right? It's hard to see perhaps, but there. Yes, very good. Turn the palms around the moon. One more. All right. Now wash the palms, back to middle. Settle. Left hand under, right hand over. Parallel to the ground. Stroke and back. Put it on the diagonal. So your left hand will go from low to high, right hand high to low. Now go around. Shift to the right leg, turn to the right leg. We're all stored, ready to go. And then shift and turn. Stroke wild horse's mane. Turn the palms. Shift and turn. Embrace the moon. Left hand under, right hand over. Shift and turn. Get to that satisfying full extension. Turn the palms and shift and turn. Rewind. And shift and turn. Turn the palms. Embrace the moon. Shift and turn. One more. Now, stay on that left side. Bring right hand under, left hand over, and turn a little more to the left. And then stroke wild horse's mane to the right. Now, stay in your right leg. Bring left hand under, right hand folds over, turn a little more to the right to sort of wind up the wind-up toy, and then express the moon. Right hand under, left hand over, fold. Ready to go. Stroke wild horse's mane to your right. And then left hand under, right hand over, fold the ball. And stroke wild horse's mane. Hold the ball. Stroke. One more, hold the ball. And then wash. Walk. Settle. Rock a little bit back to your heels, just a little bit, be safe, but a little bit back, open and lift. Then a little bit forward into your toes, sweep around, palms face up. A little bit back as you fold at the elbows, hands come as if bringing in the mouth, past the mouth, and then settle to the middle of your feet as your hands settle to the belly. And then the butt goes back a little bit. The elbows come forward a little bit, and we hollow the front of the body. And then sit the buttocks a bit and release the arms completely. So this opens the back, it releases everything out of the body for a moment, and then push through the earth and stand back to neutral. Let's do it again. Rock to the heels a little, open and lift. Rock to the toes a little, sweep around, palms face up. Rock to the heels a little, soft elbows, bring the hands in past the mouth. Settle to the middle of the feet, hands settle to your belly. And then the hips go back as the elbows come a little forward. Sit the buttocks and softly release the arms. Push through the earth. Back to standing. And last time, rock back, open, lift. Rock forward, sweep around. Rock back, this bringing in and settle to the middle of the feet, hands settle to the belly. And then hips back, elbows forward, sink and release the arms. And then push through the earth, rise to stand. And then we close the whole practice, wing, roll forward. Settle hands to the belly. Seal the practice. One hand over belly, other hand stacked on that hand. Just do nothing for a moment. Have this sense that if you quiet the mind, the emotional turbulence, any of the internal chaos, if you quiet it, the chi just naturally goes back to its reservoir. And then the moment we let anxiety, fear, concern, even expectation, excitement, the moment that kicks back into gear, it starts pulling the chi from our reservoir, starts using it up. So one of the important skills they call Wu Ji, no activity. Doesn't mean we need to never think. It's just saying, can you, on demand, quiet? Can you be quiet? Can you settle? And especially after practicing Tai Chi or Tai Chi, especially after having done up and down, forward and back, this way, that way, turning, rising, sinking, all the things we just did, the chi is let out to play. The idea is also that chi invites other chi from the universe, from around us, especially if we're in nature, right? So when we let our chi out, we also are harvesting, harnessing the big chi of the big world. And then we're saying, okay, let's not waste that. Let's put it back because we're going to need it for reserves, right? Later, today, or tomorrow, or next year, or whatever. So this skill of let the chi out and then put the chi back. Sort of a simple way of sort of understanding what are we doing with these practices. And then this closing hand position. Grab a thumb, fold over, so you just kind of sink them together. Thank you, everybody. Have a great weekend. If you have any questions or thoughts, feel free to ask or share.
Yeah, I found that once we got going with the full extension, it felt incredibly good.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a big part of it, right? Is our habits. We're engaging with our habits, and if we just let our habits be where we do the movement, it's somewhat beneficial. But when you kind of see, okay, with your mind, especially with the Parkinson's, I swear that's the most fascinating part to me, is that people who are experiencing limitation, if they notice it, they can go beyond the limitation. But without that mental, Judith said a great quote, doing it's not the hard part. Remembering to do it is the hard part, right? And so remembering the things, remember your Zhong, your central upright. It's not that hard to do it. And it's not that hard to relax. It's not that hard to feel Chunwan and Qingling and then weight shifts. Not that difficult, but the remembering of what it is and what to do, that seems to be the hard part, right?
Thanks for your guidance.
Yeah. And play. That's the other important piece. Karen, you've talked about that as well. When we do some intuitive stuff sometimes, it feels really good. So have the confidence to just put on some music and just stand and awaken that Tai Chi. And it's really quite magical. So again, you got to spend the time. If you don't spend the time, you'll never know, right? But if you can just carve out a little half hour here, half hour there, right? Play around with it. Okay?
Thanks, Otto.
Good weekend.
You too, Sue. Bye.